Hello, it's me, French Ted, and yeah, we're here for episode number 13. Unlucky for some, let's hopefully there's no bad vibes in this one, but let's just look at something that happened, and I'm not too sure if it was a good idea or not, or if it's actually happened, because I haven't received an email about it, but we were notified in the news that Perry Saturn's contract was close to expiry, and WCW put in an exclusive contract offer for him, and I was like, imagine if John Cronus's new Eliminators tag team partner is just Perry Saturn. That would be funny. He's looking for this new guy just to realise Perry Saturn's the one, and Perry Saturn is the one that returns. So yeah, I put in a paper appearance offer, which was a lot of money, and he was like, nope, not interested in paper appearance. So I was like, cool. Every time I've ever negotiated, ever, in PWS, whether I'm WWE, AEW, New Japan, ECW, WWF, whoever, there's at least someone in the world that's like, actually, I want to have a go at him as well. Like, I'll be signing a random jobber as New Japan, and AEW will be like, I kind of like him, I'll have a go, and then the price gets hiked up so much. Like I did it with Mustafa Ali. I wanted to bring him in my personal New Japan save in Best of Super Juniors, and AEW were like, you're going to offer him 11,000? Oh, we're offering him 25. And then I was like, you know what, I can do 25. So I match it to do 26 or something. It then jumps up to 45, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then AEW got him for like 44,000. It was ridiculous. So I figured, you know what, let's just press it just to see what it goes up to. And no one countered my offer. So look, you can see here, made a contract renewal for Perry Saturn. And yeah, I can't begin it because I cannot negotiate this worker as they have an exclusive contract that is more than 30 days set to expire. And that's this one. That's my one. So I'm assuming when this expires on the 9th of May, Perry Saturn is joining us. 24,000 a month, which I think is, I think I've fucked up. So let me know in the comment section whether you think I should do one of three things. The first one, leave it as is and just take that 24k a month, knowing full well that Perry Saturn's not going to be like the icon in ECW at all. Just learn from my mistake and suffer. Option 2 is wait until, that expires, see if he joins, and if he does, just pop into the older, settings, edit database, and just change him to a paper appearance and knock his fee to a more realistic number. Or do we cancel this? Because I don't think that the plan wasn't to actually sign him. It was just to see what WCW would go up to afterwards. But now that he's here, I feel like we should keep him. But yeah, plan C, the third one, would be to just right the wrongs. WWF didn't put any bids in for him. Cancel my contract and just give him back to WCW. So yeah, before we get into anything, let me know. This isn't the question of the week, but let me know down below what we should do regarding Perry Saturn. Keep him and not adjust anything. Just take that 24k hit a month. Keep him and adjust the money, because let's be honest, there's no way in hell Paul Heyman or ECW would have paid this, or send him back to WCW. Let me know. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into our hardcore TV shows, where we are finalising the Wrestlepalooza card. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, here we are. But first, ignore what's on the screen. Don't look, because we have got the question of the week, which is, I think, who, in your opinion, is the greatest heel of all time? And the way I want you to answer this, and the way I always try and answer questions, is in my opinion. So I'm not going to look at heels from like the 80s and like early 90s, because I didn't watch wrestling back then. I have gone back and watched some of it, but I didn't live wrestling back then. So I'm going from my own personal experience. And the first one that does spring to mind is Triple H. you know, the 2000s era Triple H, you know, Evolution and beyond, you know, he was a dick. No one liked him. I remember I used to watch wrestling on like Saturday mornings with my mum, and she would like, her face would change every time Triple H was on screen. She'd be like, oh, I hate him. I hate that boy. Like, and for my mum to care enough to react like that, I was like, yeah, he's a bad guy, isn't he? So I think my answer is going to be a lame one, but I think I'm going to go with Triple H. Yeah, there's plenty of options to choose from. You know, some modern heels, maybe some more obscure ones from smaller promotions. But for me, I think Triple H is the ultimate heel. In terms of like a heel that you hate. Because there are other heels, like Brock Lesnar, great heel, but like you don't necessarily hate him. You know, Dominic Mysterio, he gets all the boos, but he's not like a top heel. I think JBL is another one that screams to mind. That period of time when JBL was WWE champion, you know, he was healing it up. Everyone hated him. Everyone. For good reason too, let's be honest. But yeah, that's kind of like where my headspace goes. But yeah, we are here for ECW Hardcore TV. Remember, leave your answer down below, as well as the Perry Saturn question. And yeah, big news. Jerry Lynn is back. He has returned. He's not looking 100%. You know, he's got a few bruises, a few cuts, some tape. You know, you can see where he bled when he suffered that beatdown from Enigma. But he returns. We open the show. Jerry Lynn has returned after a few weeks recovering from the assault of Just Incredible and Enigma. The camera pans to the ring where Jerry Lynn stands with a determined look on his face. He is a focused boy right now. He grabs the mic and says, "Last time you saw me, I was a bloody mess, courtesy of Enigma and Just Incredible. But tonight, I am back, and I am not backing down, despite the threat that is Enigma." The crowd then erupts into chants of "Jerry, Jerry." He then continues and says, "Let's keep it brief though. Just Incredible, you spineless punk. I want you at Wrestlepalooza, and I want you in a no-holds-barred match. I'm going to make you feel exactly how I felt at Living Dangerously after my win. And you know what? Just to make sure you definitely turn up, I'm putting this TV title on the line. And you don't need to say a damn thing, Justin, because it's already been agreed by Paul Heyman. So I'll see you then," as Jerry Lynn raises his title, drops the mic, and leaves the arena. So it is official. Just Incredible doesn't have a say in it. For the TV title at Wrestlepalooza, we get the rematch between Jerry Lynn and Justin Credible, but this time it's a no-holds-barred match. I don't know what's going through Jerry Lynn's head, because of course that means no rules. You know, anything can really happen, which means Jason, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy are likely to feature in this match. But Jerry Lynn, you know, you can see the wild eyes here. He's prepared for anything. He's sick of being beaten down. He's just going to face it as a man. But yeah, nice little opening segment as we head to our first match between Al Snow and Doug Furnas, as Al Snow comes out with the win. A nice short 10-minute match. Al Snow got a boost in performance because of his gimmick. He also helps everyone in the ring. Great crowd reaction. They love a bit of Al Snow. Really good match quality. A 76 and a 67 overall. I will take it. Al jumps by 3. Doug drops by 2. That's fine. Doug Furnas really isn't anyone I'm too concerned about at the moment. I do like the guy, just not fussed about him. Al Snow though, kind of sitting in obscurity at the moment. Don't know what to really do with him. So we'll figure something out eventually. I think as we kind of clearly define what our roster should look like, which we'll do post Wrestlepalooza, yeah, we can go forward from there. But we do head to the commentary booth because we do have a confirmation as the next match is about to begin, where Joey Styles confirms. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news from the ECW office. At Wrestlepalooza, we will have what seems to be the third match in a personal rivalry between the Blue World Order and the Full-Blooded Italians. This match was personally requested by none other than Stevie Richards himself, seeking redemption after last week's events. That's right, it's BWO versus FBI 3 at Wrestlepalooza, and you won't want to miss it. So that match has been confirmed. It is BWO FBI 3, just a 6-man tag, you know, just have at it, lads. But of course, will it be Guido, Smothers and Rich, or will it be the Masked Man 2? We will, of course, have to wait and see. But the next match is about to get started, and it is between the Hardy Boyz and the makeshift tag team, because we don't have many tag teams, of Erin O'Grady and Bobby Duncombe Jr. And of course, the Hardys come out with a win. All of these amazing things here, and apparently Erin O'Grady and Bobby Duncombe Jr. have incredible chemistry as a team. So I think we might have just found ourselves a new tag team. The vocal crowd loved this match for some reason. So yeah, I'll take it. A +4 for both the Hardys. These two don't lose anything, which is probably good. 100% from the crowd. A 3-star match quality and a 77 overall. My goodness. The Hardy Boyz are most certainly over with this explosive style tag team action. You know, they know each other inside out. Yeah, love it. We do quickly head backstage though, as we've got Lance Storm preparing and stretching, when suddenly from behind Chris Candido ambushes him. Candido viciously attacks Lance Storm as he's shouting, "You want a piece of me, Storm, huh? Well, you got it. I accept your challenge. You and me, Wrestlepalooza. Let's do it," as he continues to assault and attack Lance Storm, as Sunny watches on a little bit horrified at what she's seeing. The referees and staff intervene as they pull Candido away as we cut to commercial. So there you have it, guys. Candido has responded to Lance Storm's challenge last episode, well, 2 weeks ago. The match is happening. Candido versus Storm 1-on-1, and hopefully that'll be a really good match. Good little promo here from Candido getting a 77. We return from commercial now with the triple threat, and Shane Douglas is not happy again. We return from commercial where Shane Douglas has caught up with Chris Candido and the rest of Triple Threat. Douglas gets in Candido's face and says, "Candido, you idiot! You had one job, be in my corner at Wrestlepalooza to help me take down Taz. But no, you had to go and accept a match for yourself against Lance Storm. What were you thinking?" Candido just remains silent, like a little boy being told off. "I said, answer me, Candido. This is about the Triple Threat, about us staying on top of ECW, not about your petty problems with Lance Storm." Before Candido can even respond, Bam Bam Bigelow's had enough. He steps forward, getting in between the two men. Bam Bam says, "Hold up, Shane. Chris can make his own decisions. You don't control him, just like you don't control me." Shane Douglas, again, just like 2 weeks ago, locks eyes with Bam Bam. The tension between them is palpable at this point. Shane Douglas says, "Is that right, Bam Bam? You want to stick your nose where it doesn't belong?" Bam Bam then squares up to Shane and says, "We ain't doing this again, man. You know where I stand on this, Shane. Don't push me." The camera then lingers on the intense stare down between Shane Douglas, Bam Bam Bigelow, as the rest of Triple Threat watch on as we do fade to black, returning to the ECW ring. So yeah, that tension between Douglas and Bam Bam is still there, and it seems to be growing stronger and stronger. But let's head back to the ring now, where we have got none other than our favourite man, the Sandman. Suddenly, the opening chords of Enter Sandman plays as the Sandman makes his dramatic entrance, beer in hand, Singapore cane, cigarette. I don't know how he's holding it all. He's got it all. He grabs a mic as he makes his way to the ring ahead of our mystery main event match and says, "Well, well, well, look who it is. The Sandman. The man who went toe-to-toe with Taz at Living Dangerously and came up short." The crowd response was a mixture of cheers and boos as the Sandman takes a little sip of his beer. "I gotta give credit where it's due though, Taz. You got the better of me that night. But you know what? I'm not going to be sitting on the sidelines at Wrestlepalooza watching the action from afar." He then points to the entrance ramp and says, "Taz, if you think you're the baddest man in ECW, then why don't you come out here and prove it? Give me one more shot, one more chance to earn a place at Wrestlepalooza." Suddenly, the arena dims and Taz's theme song hits. The crowd erupts as Taz makes his way to the ring, his expression intense. Taz grabs a mic and says, "I guess I gotta lead by example if I'm to be the next ECW World Champion. So you want another shot, Sandman? You got it. Let's have it right here, right now. As both of the men look over to the commentary booth, Paul Heyman gives the thumbs up and the crowd goes wild as the referee is called to the ring, signaling for this impromptu main event match to begin. If the Sandman can get the victory, he will be going to Wrestlepalooza, being added to the ECW World Heavyweight Championship match. Let's not waste any time. Let's dive straight into our main event and a repeat of our Living Dangerously main event, Taz versus the Sandman. And again, in a pretty shit match because the Sandman can't wrestle for shit, Taz wins. I like to think that the Sandman got a bit more, I don't know. I like to think the Sandman did something, but this was mostly just a showcase, like, yo, Taz is a real deal. As we can say here, he was made to look like a threat. He got a +7 in this. Whoa, 0.7. Sandman struggling for breath in an 11-minute match. Maybe quit the beer and smoking, my dude. But Hardy Boyz really helped out Sandman in this 1.5-star rating match. 95 overall from the crowd. They love a bit of Sandman and Taz. And a 67 overall. As it is confirmed, the Sandman will not be at Wrestlepalooza. It will be Taz taking on Shane Douglas for that world title. So let's end the show and see how we did. Would have got a 68, which is really, really good to see. But of course, capped as always. Let's just quickly run through and summarize. Jerry Lynn has set that challenge for Just Incredible, which has been accepted by default. So we do have that TV title match in a no holds barred. So you can bet that Enigma are getting involved. We also got confirmation that BWO versus FBI 3 is also happening at Wrestlepalooza. And Chris Candido accepted Lance Storm's challenge, despite Shane Douglas being very unhappy about it. And what could have been a huge twist in changing the main event ended up not happening, as Taz defeated the Sandman, making sure it remains a one-on-one match. Nice. Let's head back to the office, see if we got any emails or anything as we continue on to the thing. So we maxed out our audience, which is really, really good. Let's just keep going. Let's keep the vibes going. We got no emails. Let's keep an eye on the news. If anyone joins the wrestling world, Robbie Rage. No, we don't want that. That's Bill DeMott, isn't it? We don't want him. Especially after Perry Saturn, we have to overcome that obstacle first. Let's keep going. Nothing here. Local indie shows. It's always good to take a quick look at these, because these are obviously people who are not hired by anyone. So if I randomly a match that's like, I normally look at like 67, 68 or higher. So Terry Mado and Kilimanjaro could be a good one. Kilimanjaro, I don't really know who he is. I know what he looks like. I know nothing about him. Terry Mado, never heard of. But let's keep going. If there's any other indie shows or things on, we had another indie show. Yep, nothing decent here. We've got 2 emails though, and it's a promotional war. We lost everything except our coolness factor, and again we defeated WWF in their best skills. So we've got the better wrestlers. So calculates the average of the top 5 wrestlers when sorted by wrestling skills. So yeah, we're doing really well there, which I'm happy to see. I think we've been doing well there ever since we brought in Christopher Daniels, because I think he's in our top 5 of wrestling skill, because most of these are built by, top 5, if that makes sense. Like our star quality 85, 98, never going to win that. This one we're close to. Best looking roster, sorted by looks. Actually, should we try something? Because I know that this bitch was unemployed recently. Her looks are 90. So if we sign her on a PPA, a beach babe, I don't know. Let's do it for a year. Personality, yep. Face, yep. We don't have to use her, but we've now got Sable. I feel like when we next get that promotional war thing, which will be after this, I think, or it might be the following Monday because that's on the Sunday. We'll have a look either way. Maybe we'll win the looks department as well, because we're pretty close on that. Where was it? Best looking roster, 79, 81. Yeah, if we throw a 90 in there, that'll get rid of one of our 79ers. That could be useful. We'll see. But I don't know if she counts as a worker though, because she's a personality. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, here we are for Hardcore TV. No new news. Let's just quickly check that indie show. Yep, nothing decent or worth looking at. No, not at all. Cool. I'll see you guys in a sec. And here we are for our final ECW Hardcore TV show before Wrestlepalooza, the biggest show of the year. So, opening the show, we of course have to announce our FMW match for Wrestlepalooza, and it is probably with the two biggest stars in FMW right now. You've got Masato Tanaka, who is still their double brass knuckles champion, whatever it's called, as he takes on probably the most impressive man in FMW, Hayabusa. There's no rivalry between these two. It's just Hayabusa is probably the most deserving of a title match, and Tanaka is the champion. So hopefully it'll be a really good match. But following on from this, though, we dive straight into some singles action as we do some classic WWE booking here, where we have Rhino taking on Pitbull Gary Wolf. It's kind of like looking in a mirror if you look really quickly, as one half of each of the tag teams facing each other face off. And of course, it is the man beast Rhino that gets the win. Rhino did the heavy lifting here, apparently. Gary Wolf, not the best in singles action. Rhino again getting a jumping pop. This man is going to be a star. I can just see it. 82 from the crowd. They kind of liked it. 70 match quality, a little bit less than what we'd hoped, and a 65 overall. So yeah, really, really good here. Rhino and Tommy Dreamer have the advantage going in to Wrestlepalooza. But is that going to bite them in the arse? Because normally the go-home shows, when someone's on top, that person then goes down. So we'll have to wait and see whether that happens. But after this, though, we get a backstage promo from Taz, the final backstage promo from him ahead of Wrestlepalooza. And he just discusses Wrestlepalooza and, what's going to happen. So Taz is in the locker room area standing in front of a camera. He says, "You know what's coming at Wrestlepalooza, right? The human suplex machine against Shane Douglas for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. But here's the thing, Shane. Your triple threat buddies, Chris Candido, Bam Bam Bigelow, they seem a little bit preoccupied, don't they? Candido's got his hands full with Lance Storm, and Bam Bam, well, it looks like Bam Bam's already got one foot out the door. So when it comes down to it, Shane, as his tone turns a lot more serious now, it might just be you and me, man to man, in that ring. No backup, no distractions, no funny business, just us and that championship." Taz then steps forward closer to the camera. "At Wrestlepalooza, Shane, I'm taking that title from you, with or without your triple threat cronies. So be ready." The camera then zooms in on Taz's face as it cuts away, and we continue Hardcore TV. So Taz, kind of a few little jokes at the beginning, but now he turns serious. Taz understands the severity of this match. He understands what's at stake. He needs to be ECW World Champion, and the only person in his way is Shane Douglas. So yeah, you best believe that we're going to get a very, very serious Taz at Wrestlepalooza. Following on from this, though, we're back in the ring as we've got a makeshift tag team and two in-ring debuts. It is the Hardy Boyz taking on Charlie Haas and Julio De Niro. No idea who the guy is. He just has some pretty good in-ring stats and a pretty decent look that I could probably work with. Charlie Haas as well is a lot older than I thought he'd be in 98. He's like 25, 26. I thought he'd be like a teenager. But hey-ho. We once again have a really good match here because everyone loves the Hardys. And of course they come out with the win. But Julio De Niro came out with an injury in this match. That's not good. It's your first night on the show, my dude. Well, we'll have to see what that is after the show. But a 92 from the crowd, a 3-star match quality, and a 73 overall. I'm just going to take a quick swig of my drink because I've got mad dry throat right now. So just look at, Charlie Haas's pretty eyebrows. Oh, you know what? Water is so good. Like, I feel like water is one of those things where you forget how good it is, and then you have like nice cold water, and you're like, oh my god, how is this like the default? Ah, so good. Anyways, yeah, De Niro's injured. We'll take a look at that post-show as we move on, and we head backstage. So the Hardy Boyz celebrating in the ring, but the cameras quickly cut backstage as we see Jason checking his hair out in the mirror, unaware of who's behind him. And yes, of course, it's Jerry Lynn. Suddenly, Jerry Lynn emerges from those shadows, launching a surprise attack on Jason, unleashing a flurry of strikes, catching him off guard, sending him crashing into the mirror. You know, it wouldn't be episode 13 without a little bit of bad luck. And through nearby equipment, you know, just chucking this boy left, right, and centre. You know, there's blood pouring from Jason's skull as, you know, he's thrown through that mirror. The Hardy Boyz, who have just finished their match, come running backstage because they can see it on the screens what's happening. They've kind of dropped their celebrations. They're sprinting out back to try to intervene, but Jerry Lynn manages to swiftly escape into the darkness and, you know, the backstage area, leaving Jason battered and shaken. The camera pans over to Jason, struggling to recover, while the Hardy Boyz, you know, they rush in a little bit too late, realizing the severity of the beatdown. This is clearly a message to Just Incredible and what could potentially happen at Wrestlepalooza. So Jason has got, you know, less than a week to recover if he can. So has Jerry Lynn just taken out one of ENIGMA, trying to, you know, not even the odds, but reduce the severity of the odds? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Jerry Lynn seems very fired up for this one. It seems personal. It doesn't even seem like it's about the title. He just wants revenge. And, you know, who can blame him? Following up from this one, you know, we've already had 2 matches, so there's only one left. We head to the ring as the upbeat music of RVD hits and the arena erupts as they love a bit of Rob Van Dam. He confidently struts out, pointing to himself and soaking in all of the audience's praise. He then grabs a mic to address the crowd and says, "What's up, ECW? The whole damn show is back in the house. But I'm here because I've got something important to say. At Wrestlepalooza, I'm stepping into the ring with an old friend, Sabu, the original hardcore legend. And you know what? I'm going to show him why I'm the real king of the ring." The crowd then cheer, but RVD raises his finger to say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, I've got more to say. But before I take on Sabu, I feel like warming up a little bit. So how about we have a match tonight?" The crowd cheer, and RVD says, "And who better to warm up against than an old buddy, Christopher Daniels?" The crowd react with excitement and surprise as, pointing down to the entrance ramp, RVD says, "That's right, Daniels. I haven't forgot about the last time we tangled. So how about it, Chris? You and me, right here, right now. Let me take on the fallen angel." Suddenly, the whole arena goes black as the fallen angel's music hits, a single spotlight appears, and it looks like our main event is set. Rob Van Dam shouts over the entrance music, "Get ready for a show, ECW, because RVD is about to steal it once again." So the main event is set. Rob Van Dam wanted a little warm-up match against none other than Christopher Daniels, the man that beat him, which, you know, RVD claims it's because Sabu distracted him at Living Dangerously. So we get a nice little repeat of that match, which I think is our highest rated match of the series so far. So let's see if these two can top it in this Hardcore TV main event rematch. And they do! My goodness, of course they do. We went for a steal the show, of course we did, because these two guys are insane. RVD comes out with the win, but what? Christopher Daniels is hit with an injury? Oh no! I mean, he's not in my Wrestlepalooza plans, but still, we don't want that. Well, RVD gets a big jumping pop, a 0.5. We got 100% from the crowd. They loved it. We got a 4.5 star match quality, an 89%, our highest in the series so far, and an 87 overall. What a match between these two. We're going to have to run this back as often as we can. But yeah, a lot of heavy lifting done by Harley Race. The crowd loved it. Both men, you know, putting a huge amount of effort, star power, charisma, explosive style. Yeah, they nailed it. And post-match, after Van Dam celebrates his win, Sabu comes out to check on Daniels. RVD then goads Sabu into the ring. You know, he's like, come on, boy, let's do some of this now. As the two just stare each other down ahead of their massive Wrestlepalooza match. And that is how we end this one. We would have got a 76. Whoa! That's 6 more points than WrestleMania. Amazing. Really, really good ending to the show. I love that. But yeah, we got the FMW match for Wrestlepalooza, Tanaka and Hayabusa. Jerry Lynn assaults Jason. Is Jason going to be fit for Wrestlepalooza? We'll have to wait and see. RVD also wants a warm-up match as he defeats Christopher Daniels clean in what is easily our best match so far this series. And yeah, not much else to say in this go-home show. Taz just making it a promise that he's going to be the new champion. So let's end the show and head back to the office just to check out those 2 injuries that we got. Miss Elizabeth is also available. Should we just bring all the women in? He is hurt with an ankle injury. He'll be out until June. Oh, months. What about De Niro? Doesn't say miss some time. Okay, so his maybe isn't too serious. We didn't get the max attendance, which makes no sense. It was our biggest show. But Julio De Niro, let's take a look at him. Julio. Whoa, he's out until August. Fuck. I mean, De Niro wasn't anyone that I was planning on like keeping. But he's on a PPA. We might as well keep him on the books for now. He does have some really good skills. I'd like to maybe use him a bit more. Do a bit of research on him as well. He's got no pop at all. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But I mean, Christopher Daniels though, this is annoying. Out until June, the 10th of June. Damn it. Oh well, you know, that's fine. But yeah, that is it for this. We're 2 days away from Wrestlepalooza. We might as well skip to those 2 days. Just any noteworthy news, any cool ones here. 67, there we go. Ray Bucanero and El Hijo del Santanto, the son of Santo, is available. Ray Bucanero is the one with a really cool mask, right? Bucanero is, isn't it? Yeah, the little thing. And then we got El Hijo. I mean, we're ignoring that because we don't want to hire a 13-year-old. Like, how is he in the game at the moment? The son of the Gladiator, the son of Tarantes, and the son of Santo is available. And he's been putting okay performances in. Let's shortlist him. Why not? We want to bring in a luchador. Why not? But let's keep going. And this is the final day ahead of the event. Yep. And yeah. The money is jumping. Whoa. Where did we get that spike from? I'll take that. That's it. We have now got Wrestlepalooza on the horizon. So let me try and remember all the matches that are happening because I don't have anything written in front of me and I'm not clicking on that because you guys will see the results. We have got, of course, Taz Shane Douglas for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. We've also got Tommy Dreamer and Rhino taking on the Pitbulls for the ECW World Tag Team Championship. Going through the titles, the ECW TV title match is a no holds barred match between Jerry Lynn, the champion, and Justin Credible. We've also got a one-on-one Dudley table match between Bubba Ray Dudley and Spike Dudley. We've also got Rob Van Dam taking on Sabu. We also have Chris Candido taking on Lance Storm. BWO versus FBI 3. And of course, the FMW bout between Masato Tanaka and Hayabusa. I believe that is all the matches. If not, I'll have it pop up on the screen here if I've missed one. But I believe that's all of them. It should be our biggest show yet in terms of matches, but also hopefully in terms of quality. So yeah, fingers crossed it's a good one. We're 1 week away. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, with that, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see all of you in the next one.